Defensive back Brandon McGee. How are you? All right, Randy, you're right there. Mike, we'll start with you. Remember what it was like for you on recruiting day?
Yeah, actually I was here.
Okay, that's right, okay.
Me and Brandon were here, so I mean, it wasn't as a traditional, you know, signing day, have your hat, and I was already made my decision early.
Brandon, when you see what goes on today in the signing, and it was a great advantage. Miami's got a bunch of players that came in early, and you mentioned, Mike, about how good it is, but what advantage did that give you getting in here early? It got to be a huge step up.
Yeah, I think it definitely gives you an edge almost per se, just so you can get acclimated to the speed of the game, you know, before the entire class gets here. And, you know, you're kind of throwing in the fire because in spring, you know, you lose the seniors that's already there the year prior, so you're pretty much getting a lot of reps and a lot of practice time, so it definitely helps.
Mike, you got a couple of running backs in this class.
Glad to see that.
You're happy to see that, I'm sure. So you'll have competition, you'll do some mentoring. You got a big back, and you got a kid that can score from anywhere on the field.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I'm happy to have those guys. You know, I'm going to take them on the wing, show everything I can, get them on the field as soon as possible.
I'm sure that Mike wishes they were coming in the spring to relieve you of some of these reps that you're going to have to carry.
Yeah, I mean, it's only going to make me better. I can't wait.
I understand that. Brandon, when you look at the defense, Coach D'Onofrio and Coach Fish, we had them on earlier. And we were talking to them about how much easier it should be this year because just the terminology, and expectations. You know what they're saying, and you know what they expect.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, with the system that they have in place, you know, it's very easy for us to understand now that we have, you know, a year up under our belts, and the communication should be a lot more crisp. Just the chemistry as well, being that we've had a year in the system and everything. So, I mean, we're looking to do big things.
You guys were a little thin in the secondary last year. All right, there wasn't a lot of depth. We can't mention one name just yet, but you got a lot of players here in the secondary. There's some help at safety and defensive back. So great competition and some depth.
Right, definitely great competition. You always want to look in and bring a lot of guys, and anybody that can come in and help the program in any kind of way. And I mean, we have some, you know, older guys with, you know, Radius Armstrong, Von Telemack, and myself in the secondary, you know, that's willing to take these young guys under the wing and willing, you know, teach them the system, you know, and so they can contribute anyway.
Mike, we talk about the importance of mentoring, and that's something that is when this program was at its peak, there was a lot of that, and that's something that you've taken pride in. You know the importance of helping, no matter what position, you know, no matter what position it is, to help this huge class, you've got to help them and coach them along. I mean, you two guys are going to have as much impact to the success of this class as anything.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I mean, the mentoring process, you know, is one that, you know, since I've been here, you know, it's something that you were trying to do. I mean, when I first got here, you know, Javar James and Greg Cooper, they took me up under the wing, Damian Berry, you know, and I just hope to do the same thing with any position, you know. I just try to do my best I can as a leader, you know, and help Brandon with the defense, Brandon help me with the offense. We do a good job on special teams and just help these guys understand that, you know, winning is a process and everything, you know, and football is a process to help them understand that and get into the peak of their career.
Let's talk about the number of guys here, and I'm going to stay with you here for a minute, Mike. You said to me after one of the ball games, I forget which one it was, about having to play special teams and how you make a heck of a linebacker.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, you're exactly right. And in all reality, a spot for anybody, especially the incoming freshmen, whether they got here early or not, is on special teams. And we know Coach Golden's way is you're not starting unless you're playing special teams. And you gotta help set the pace for that as well.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, me and Brandon, you know, we've been talking over the off-season stuff, you know, little things to do to help us get better on special teams. Soon the better these guys understand it and the whole team understand it, the better we'll be.
And you did make a heck of a tackle that game, didn't you?
Yeah,
You did a big solo shot. I remember that.
That's what I do.
What kind of role did you play in the recruiting process? Did you host certain players?
Well, Brandon
what's a current player's responsibility?
I mean, pretty much it just, you know, take these players and, you know, you want to, you know, make them feel at home. Let them know, like, where they'll be for the next couple of years. Like, for example, I was hosting Tracy Howard, had the opportunity to host Tracy Howard, and also Deion Bush.
And it's nice to see. It must have worked out well. Deion Bush was a marquee player from Dade County, and it's important. And look, you came out of Broward County, and and it was important for you to go to the University of Miami. You like to see the local players stay home.
Exactly, because I believe that's what this program was built on. You know, the local Miami guys, you know, coming in and, you know, pretty much, you know, staying at home and building the tradition and building the program.
Starts with local and then goes statewide. Mr. Haynes City himself decides to come down here and carry the football. But in all reality, that it's important for the University of Miami to compete throughout the entire state against every athlete.
Yeah, most definitely, because where I'm from is Gator country. So, you know, it was like, it was a big thing when Miami came to recruit me, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to Florida and stuff like that, but I know this was the place to be from day one. I mean, you just can't turn down the South University of Miami.
That always said you were real smart, Mike. That always said that you figure it out real quick.
What are some of the things you guys have been doing since January 1st? Well, there was a long Christmas break. We anticipated that. Now, what's going on with all season workouts?
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah, bigger, faster, stronger.
Okay.
That's the motto. You know, since since the last game, man, we hit the weight room, you know, full force, not really taking any breaks. And you know, the program that Coach Swayze has in place, you know, is definitely designed to, you know, get us stronger, get us faster, and better prepared for the field.
I don't know if easy is the right word to use, Mike, but have you adjusted to you strong? I mean, last year was a little bit of a shock, but I mean,
I adjusted to it, you know, and I mean, you know, I done got better at it, you know, I done made my games and stuff in the weight room and off the field, you know, so it's definitely helping. And I mean, I can't really say I'm like, you know, I'm the king at it, but I have got a whole lot better.
I want to follow up with you, the senior year for you.
Yeah,
and,
last go around.
And last go round, but with that comes a deserved and I'm sure welcoming role as leader.
Yeah.
And you're right there as well. You guys have got to make sure that you lead this football team to the next level.
Most definitely. We're gonna do the things to do something. Me and Brandon, we talk all the time. We actually came over the house and spend the night, you know. So we gotta whatever we gotta do to win games, whatever we gotta do to get this thing taken care of, we're gonna do that.
Mike, Coach Fitch was here earlier, and we got 5 new quarterbacks, or 5 quarterbacks, not new, but 5 quarterbacks now. So there's going to be some balancing there between the guys that know the playbook and also some guys that are trying to learn the playbook.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I mean, Steven and Ryan, you know, doing a great job, you know, taking those guys in and letting them know the new system and showing them how to do things.
And when you talk about defensively, one area that Joe had talked and we had talked about earlier today was the importance of interceptions and takeaways. And I know when spring ball starts just in about 6 weeks that's going to be a focus of Coach D'Onofrio and of Coach Williams is going to want to make sure that you get those takeaways. How are you working on that? How can Hurricane fans look forward to that happening more often this upcoming season?
I mean, it basically comes down to competing. You know, whoever wants it the more, like whoever wants it the most. Like when the ball's up in the air, like, you have to go and attack the ball and act like it's for you. And also when the ball carriers are carrying the ball, you know, you're continuously trying to get the ball out, strip attempts, just being relentless at the ball and just being aggressive at the ball.
By the way, I know you guys are familiar with Twitter, and I think soon you're going to go into our social media room with Amy, and so fans are encouraged to send you questions on Twitter, not your own Twitter account, but with the University of Miami Twitter. And so you'll be in the social media in a little bit answering some questions from the fans on Twitter, so that'll be a lot of fun. So if you have a question for Mike or Brandon, you can send it to them, and they'll be able to interact with you here in just a couple of minutes. Take a look at that board. There's some big offensive linemen on there, too.
Yeah, I can't wait to get them in. I can't wait to get them in.
And big defensive linemen. You appreciate both these guys appreciate the line of scrimmage.
They are Broward County guys. They've done well in Broward. Jelani Hamilton's from Broward. And, yeah.
All right, Mike. Now you know every time I see you, I have to ask you how you doing in school.
What's going on? Good. My last 2 classes academically ever. You know, during the season next year, I'll be taking an internship, finish on my degree. So.
And what will that degree be in?
Sports administration with minor in sociology.
Oh, there you go.
Future athletic director.
There you go.
Brandon?
Same role, sports administration major, minor in entrepreneurship, so it's my last semester in the classroom as well.
See, good things happen to these sports administration majors. Joe, I got one. Things turn out good for us.
All right, fellas. Thanks very much for coming by. We appreciate it.
No, it was out there.
All right.
See you, Brandon.
Mike James,
Good to see you, Mike.
Brandon McGee.